Hey, what's up, guys? Damien from Flowforge here, doing my second talking head video. So, let's hop right in. Flywheels. So important. So important. When you're trying to be productive, you don't want to be working with binary, just step one, step two, railroad math. You don't want to be working with addition. You want to be working with multiplication. As a matter of fact, you don't even want to be working with multiplication. You want to be working with exponents. You want to be working with exponential math. And this is how God works. You can see it in nature. And so that's how I know that this model is real and it works. Seeds are like this. Trees that are growing, plants that are growing, a lot of them produce an exponential amount of seeds. Viruses work this way. A lot of things work this way, where they grow exponentially. And this is also how humans tend to grow. We tend to have like some sort of thing that clicks, and then all of a sudden our growth is like very rapid, right? And so we want to harness this effect, the fact that this is a part of reality, and you can tap into it. And basically, the way you create a strong flywheel effect is by thinking about your environment, thinking about all your tasks as an environment, thinking about your goals as an environment, thinking about your environment, and always adding things that are going to increase the value and the speed everywhere else. So I'm going to give you an example. When you buy accommodations for yourself as someone with ADHD, what you're actually doing is you're adding value to your environment that makes the rest of the day easier, right? And so when you do that, that's great. That makes everything else easier. So what you just did is you just increased the base value of like peace and efficiency a little bit. And now whatever else you add, that base value, that foundational value gets multiplied. And so we want to be thinking foundationally. We're always trying to solve foundational problems because your foundation comes first. And a lot of people don't try to solve problems foundationally. We just kind of try to solve whatever problem we're having by adding more shit on top of it. 9 times out of 10, you actually got to remove shit and you got to fix the foundation. When you do that, that's like increasing this base part that you're going to use for multiplication. So you want to make the base number bigger so that when you multiply it by the little thing, you still get a better result. And we want to be doing things in such a way where you're thinking and strategizing in ways where it's like, okay, what can I do to add to the flywheel? What can I do to keep the momentum going up? Keep pumping it up. What can I do that is going to make everything else easier and faster? Not just this one task, but everything. And that's the mindset that we want to pick up so that we can start moving faster. The reason I'm doing these talking head videos now is because it's increasing the flywheel of my YouTube channel. I could try and do higher quality videos, and I'm still going to do my whiteboard videos every week. But frankly, it's been a little bit hard to keep up with that, stay on track, because I've just moved and I'm in an environment now where I'm very distracted, unfortunately, because we got a bunch of guys living together and I don't have like my own private room, or actually I do, but I don't have a laptop to go work in there. So we're all working in an open space together. I'm at a hackathon right now. So it's not the best. Getting a laptop soon though. But doing these videos, what this is doing is it's helping me gain and keep momentum for my YouTube. And on top of that, it's the flywheel. Like every time I talk here, I'm learning more and condensing and getting better at talking about what I want to talk about. so that when I do those real videos or when I'm in a coaching call, I have more understanding and I can communicate more clearly the value of what I'm trying to communicate. And so this is the strat. You want to be doing reps and doing things that add to the flywheel. That's really how you want to think about it. Everything in your life should be synergistic. This is really foundational. You want to avoid specifics as much as possible. You want to make things as general as possible and as generally helpful and useful everywhere as possible. I use this principle all the time in design when I'm making programs with Claude Code, making business automations, managing my vault, like doing these things, or anytime I'm just designing anything, a product, a service, like whatever it is, I'm always thinking about how can I make things as general and connected as possible, because connectivity is productivity. When one thing increases everything and then you keep stacking things like that, what happens is everything starts to increase everything, and that's the flywheel. So instead of doing these laser focused sniper rifle shots, which frankly are where you're going to get in details, stuck in weeds, things are going to take a long time, you're going to have to do really deep research, a lot of stuff like that, especially at the beginning, just get the flywheel turning. Get that flywheel turning. Because once that flywheel fully starts, once you catch enough momentum and ignition, think about it like an engine. You got to have it roll over, right? Like you got to actually have the ignition do enough of a kick, or like starting a lawnmower, you got to have enough momentum for the engine to actually start. And that's why you just have to do things rough, easy, raw, and get those reps in. Think in terms of general and connectivity. What can I do that's going to make everything else better? And when you're presented with options, for example, this is why I use Google Calendar, is because the Google ecosystem is so connected with itself and with everything else. It's just like the best ecosystem, basically. I just got a Google Pixel. I love this phone so much. I'm so happy because I can do stuff on this phone. This phone feels integrated with all of my work because I've started to port everything to the Google ecosystem. Everything talks to everything. That makes it super, super valuable, guys. That makes it so you can save time. Like I use Gemini and I have him generate docs that I can then just have him put in my Google Drive, and then my Google Drive can get synced to my Vault because you can have a Google Drive sync folder. Like what? That's all one workflow. And it's just simple. It's easy. It's good. So there's my little pro tip for today is use the Google ecosystem. You know, buy a Chromebook. You really don't need more than that. It also has Linux. You can enable Linux virtual machine on Chromebook, and I love Linux, so I recommend you do that. But really, if you're trying to be productive, all you need is a Chromebook. Frankly, there's web apps for everything, right? Minimalism wins. Chromebook's very minimal. The Google Pixel is awesome. It feels like an iPhone. It's literally the UI and the gestures, everything is almost exactly like the iPhone, but it's Google and it's like connected in the Google ecosystem. Everything's through email. It's awesome. It's so cool. I love it. So yeah, that's my tip and my motivation for you guys today. Get that flywheel turning. Think generally, think in terms of connectivity, and use the Google ecosystem. If you're not using Google Calendar, get on that now. Most of the ADHD problems can be solved by just using Google Calendar, frankly. So that's all, guys. Have a good night.